Hi, I'm Alpha Trivette, and here's my 5-minute morning show. Thank you again for making me a part of your day. I certainly do appreciate that. We're going to start the clock and ask you this brain stretcher. The very first one of these opened in America on this day in 1837, and I guarantee you've been to one for one reason or another. What are we talking about? Well, we'll have the answer for that in just a little less than 5 minutes. Some apparent good news. Apparently General Motors, government motors, are going to pay back $5.8 billion. Pretty cool, huh? They're paying back some of that bailout money. We certainly could use it. Where'd they get the money anyways? Business that good for them? They selling that many cars right now? And if they are, then you got an extra trillion laying around? Some even more good news. For the first time, I guess Americans believe that American-made cars are better than the Asian imports. For the first time in a long time, Ford, GM, and all those are better than Toyotas and Hondas. At least that's what we think. More good news. Apparently they're flying in Europe. Planes are landing in and taking off from airports in Europe. And that's very good news. Already, the airlines have lost more money than they did after the shutdown and slowdowns after 9/11. So that's kind of good, isn't it? I mean, even though this volcano is going to continue spewing for a while. Let me see if I can pronounce a name here. I got it spelled phonetically. Eyjafjallajökull. Eyjafjallajökull. Sounds like you forgot la yogurt, but anyway, that's supposed to be how you pronounce it. But this thing has a big brother that apparently if that thing blows, there's going to be even more serious trouble than this. Of course, if you believe that Iranian cleric, this is all caused by promiscuous women. You know, that's what he said. Volcanoes, earthquakes. It's all because these women dress so scantily and act so like hussies, you know. You know, I have seen promiscuous women. I kind of like them, to be honest with you. And I've seen a few who I thought could probably make the earth move, but I'm not sure they're doing all that. Muslim world's got a new enemy, too, by the way. South Park on the Comedy Channel. You ever watch South Park? You know, some of the stuff they have is very funny. Some of it I find objectionable. Some of it I find it just goes too far. But I've never, in my wildest dreams, thought they should be killed. Well, Trey Parker and Matt Stone, the two creators of the kids from South Park, wanted to have an episode where Muhammad was on with the kids. And the whole town, of course, in the cartoon was talking about having Muhammad on. But the trick of this thing is you can't even so much as draw a picture of Muhammad without them declaring some fatwa against you and wanting to kill you. And so the best way they could figure to handle it was to have Muhammad appear dressed in a bear suit. Well, that wasn't good either. Some Islamic website is now saying that they could do the same thing to Trey and to Matt that they did to Theo van Gogh. Remember this guy? He was a Dutch cartoonist, depicted Muhammad in one of his cartoons. They found him in the street with a knife stuck in his eye. All right. Yesterday I told you about Barack Obama saying he wanted to do some expanded outreach to the Muslim community. Okay, you know, you may like that idea or you may not. But here's my suggestion. Okay, if we're going to reach out to you, how about you guys reaching back a little bit? I mean, the Muslims here in America, you Arab Americans, how about you stand up against these radical Islamists and say, hey, no, that's enough. I mean, you say that Islam is a peaceful, loving religion. Well, if that's true, then you wouldn't put up with this kind of stuff. I mean, the depictions of Jesus, when we were a kid, we used to draw pictures of Jesus all the time. It was a loving thing. Now, we depict Jesus in so many ways that are offensive, but I don't think any true Christian wants to kill anybody. This play down in Texas right now depicts Jesus as a homosexual. Well, that's objectionable to some people, but I don't think they want to kill the playwrights for this. So, if we're reaching out to you, Muslims and Arab Americans, why don't you reach back and say to those radical Islamists, cut it out. Stop it. This is not what my religion professes. That is, unless you believe what those guys are preaching. Not saying, just saying. Yesterday, we talked also about some celebrity stuff. I know everybody's excited that Kate Gosselin has been given the heave-ho off Dancing with the Stars. Woohoo! And did you see this? The Octomom. I don't even know the woman's name. Anyway, she's the one that delivered 8 kids and already had 6 of them on her own. Well, she was on the Oprah show saying Kate Gosselin is a bad mother because she's only using her kids, exploiting her kids for money. What? Pot, kettle. Pot, kettle. Okay. And Larry King, I talked about him yesterday too, and I mentioned that he and Sean Southwick are holding off on their divorce for just a little bit, and that he had had an affair with Sean's sister. Well, that turns out to be probably true, but Sean was also doing a little thing on the side too. She is doing the hibbity-bibbity, apparently, with their kid's Little League coach. And it went on for a while because she paid his rent and she bought him a BMW. And according to the coach, Larry didn't mind because at the same time he was doing the two-back beast with the sister. So aren't entertainers entertaining? I mean, and then there's somebody like this, like Sandra Bullock. She apparently has a master plan for her divorce from Jesse James, the Nazi-saluting, tattoo-scrumping cheater of a husband of hers. But she wants to hold off because she wants to make it as painless as possible for the children. Now get this, they aren't really her kids. She loves them like they are apparently, but they're his kids from a previous marriage. Now, see, doesn't that make him look even more like a schmuck? Yeah. Oh, don't forget, tomorrow is Earth Day, so as soon as I get done here, I'm going to go out and cut down my Earth Day tree and decorate it and send out my Earth Day cards and wrap up all my Earth